I'd like to thank everyone for being here today to support my candidacy for the 24th Senatorial District. I'd like to welcome my fellow Democrats who are here today in support of the possible upcoming primary. I also want to start off by saying I've been endorsed by the AFL with its over 211,000 members. I've also received an endorsement from the Working Families Commission, who said that they endorsed me because they know that I'll be willing to fight strong for the working communities of the city. Also, supporting municipal pooling and also the minimum wage. What I want to do first off is let the elected officials give a small summary of their purpose for being here today.
It gives me a great pleasure to stand side by side with Duane Perkins and the fellow Democrats in Greater Danbury. As a state representative who represents both Danbury and Bethel, which Duane will represent, all I can say is it's extremely important that we have a Democrat in the upper chamber that's working with myself and Jay Tabersack and Bob Godfrey to bring money back to the city of Danbury and to work on behalf of the citizens of the city of Danbury. And, you know, while I never would suggest that people don't have a right to work the process and to have a primary, the fact of the matter is that this is the first time in many years that this Senate seat has been an open seat and that the Democratic Party has had an opportunity to get someone elected. And I think that Duane Perkins is the candidate who can bring us to victory in November. I'm happy to endorse him. I'm proud to be running with him, and I will do everything possible to deliver as many Democratic votes in this primary for Duane Perkins.
I'm Joe Tabersack. I'm here to support my friend Duane Perkins, fellow Democrat and an outstanding candidate for the 24th Senatorial District seat. I'm glad to stand here and personally endorse him and to do so publicly. Duane is an outstanding guy. He is he's led a life that has had many accomplishments that have been due to his work ethic and his character, whether it's becoming a scholarship athlete at Northeastern University as a walk-on, improving himself that way, or proving himself in the education field, becoming a professor at one of our fine community colleges, or working in small business. He has all the qualities that we need for a good state senator. And so I'm really proud to stand here and endorse him publicly. He's going to be a great candidate. He's going to run a great race, and he's going to lead us to victory in the 24th District.
I certainly stand with my colleagues from the General Assembly in their strong support and remarks in favor of Duane. He is the right man for the job. He's the right candidate for this time in this era. I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about the primary. Primaries can have a legitimate role. You know, when you've got two candidates that are close, you bring it out to a primary. The rules say that if you have at least 15% of the votes in the convention, you automatically qualify for a primary. In this case, this isn't close. This isn't close. Duane had the overwhelming majority support of the convention delegates. This is a case where the Democratic Party is represented by the leadership of all of the Democratic parties here in the 24th District, and our elected officials almost unanimously support Duane Perkins as our candidate for state senate in the 24th District. So this isn't a close choice. We know this man. We know what he will bring to the job. We know what he's going to bring to the campaign. And the Democrats are hugely unified in supporting Duane Perkins. So we certainly encourage people to take part in the primary, to participate with us in bringing that primary to the overwhelming victory for Duane that I'm sure it will, and setting us up to move on to a successful Election Day in November.
I agree with Jim. Primaries serve a useful purpose, and I'm actually excited this year that there is one, because I just think it's going to get us off on a roll for the summer. I have no doubt that Duane will spend the next 6 or 8 weeks talking to Democratic voters. He'll win the primary on a roll, and that roll will keep going all the way through the fall. Fundamentally, it's a Democratic year. You can see it in presidential elections. National polls have Obama leading 15%, 12%, leading in red states, leading in blue states. It's going to be a Democratic year. The Republicans can't even raise money for U.S. Senate candidates. That's the kind of year we're having, and it's an important year. It's important we elect Democrats, both at the national level and the local level. There's a fundamental thing everybody must realize in juxtaposition of these Senate candidates going to the general election. Duane Perkins is on the right side of every issue. Mike McLaughlin's on the wrong side of every issue. It's that simple. I have no doubt in my mind that in August we will be celebrating a big victory for Duane Perkins in the primary, and we'll be celebrating an even bigger victory for Duane Perkins in the general election in November. With Duane's victory, I think it's a very good chance we'll have a complete sweep in this area for Democrats, and it's important, whether it be for taxes, for mortgages, foreclosures, health care, the minimum wage. Governor Rell's so out of touch he vetoed a 35-cent raise to the minimum wage. That's not even the cost of a U.S. postage stamp. That's how out of touch Republicans are in the state of Connecticut. With Duane's election, we'll bring a little sanity back to the process in this district. I'm happy to support him. I'm happy to be here, and I predict a big victory in August and a bigger one in November.
I said already that I'm proud to be standing here with all these elected officials. And let me just start off by introducing some of my fellow council members. First off, Fred Visconti, who also served with me in the 5th Ward.
I'm glad to be here today to endorse Duane for the Senate seat. It's been my pleasure and my honor to work with him the last 2.5 years. He's all about what the people are for. He knows what they need. He listens to them, and we both work very hard along with the other members of the council. And I'm sure Duane is going to come out on top in his primary and on top in November.
Duane and I have worked closely together for the last 3 years, and Duane's breadth of experience and his straddling of different constituencies in Danbury, Bethel, and in the surrounding lake areas makes him a unique and important candidate for Hartford in the coming election. The next couple of years are going to be very interesting locally, on a state level, and also on a national level. And I am very excited and very proud to stand here with Duane and help him achieve a victory in November. He is by far the most qualified. He's worked for the last couple of years for issues specifically in Danbury, and he's worked tirelessly. Answers the phone, answers constituents' letters, gets back to people, follows up, does the kinds of things that you don't necessarily see in a newspaper but are very important to constituents who have to navigate some of these Byzantine regulations that cities and states throw up. Duane is a hard worker, he's a tireless guy, and he will put the constituents of this area first.
I've known Duane over 3.5 years. And over that time, is that he's become such a leader in our caucus. He started out like a shy person, but over that time, every time I've seen him, he has grown more and more and becoming a stronger and stronger leader within our Democratic caucus on the council. And I believe he'll take that on the state as well. So he's definitely becoming a leader within us, and he'll definitely be the leader in the state over time as well.
I am looking forward to the challenge in this primary with my opponent, and I am going to make sure that I get the message out to the citizens of this district, speak to each and every one that I possibly can, because I believe that when it's all said and done, the citizens of the 24th District will elect me in August to be the representative that they sent to Hartford.